will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
Yes.
You can all put your hands down. You may proceed, Ms. Hernandez.
Thank you, Your Honor. The parties do agree, and I will confirm with them, to be joint managing conservator of the child in this case, Prince Saint Warren, born 2/23 of 24. The parties agree to carry health and dental insurance through Mr. Warren's employer at a cost of $62 a month for the child and $4 a month for dental. Mr. Warren, is this your agreement to these two issues?
Yes.
And Ms. Evans, is this your agreement to these two issues?
Yes.
All right. At this time, may I call Ms. Sweeney to testify?
You may.
All right. Ms. Sweeney, please state your name for the record.
Madison Sweeney,
And where do you currently work?
the Office of the Attorney General.
And how long have you worked here?
About 11 years.
And what is your job title and duties?
I calculate current and retroactive child support and current and retroactive medical support.
And did you have a chance today to speak with both these parents to review the file to calculate child support in this case?
I did.
And did you also have the opportunity to calculate retroactive child support in this case?
I did.
Your Honor, may I share screen?
You may.
Ms. Sweeney, do you see this document on record? I mean, on the screen right now?
Yes, ma'am.
And can you identify this document?
That is a calculation for retroactive child support judgment sheet.
And is that, did you, in the usual course of your business as a government employee, did you generate this document?
I did.
May we offer this in a State's Exhibit A, Your Honor?
Ms. Evans, do you have any objection to this being admitted into evidence?
No.
Mr. Warren, do you have any objection to this being admitted into evidence? Are you there, Mr. Warren?
Yes, I'm here. I'm trying to understand what I'm looking at.
Okay. This is Ms. Sweeney's calculation of what retro child support would be for 2024 and 2025.
For me personally, from my check,
Yes, sir.
I do not, I don't see that. That's not my
Okay.
number.
Do you have a legal reason why this documentation should not be admitted into evidence?
Because I don't see that per month.
Okay.
Those
Okay.
are not my numbers and what my income is actually, into my account.
Okay. This will be admitted for the fact that it's a document. You may continue, Ms. Hernandez.
Thank you. Ms. Sweeney, what was your calculations and conclusions regarding retroactive child support in this case?
Retroactive child support was based from the date of the child's birth up until today. So we did 10 months of the year of 2024 based on a gross of $7,204.19. 17.5% of that, of the net of that, so $5,700.99 of the net. He does have one other child receiving credit for that does live in his home. And one child on this order, that is where the 17.5% comes in. Would be $998 times those 10 months. Also same wages for 2025 for 3 months. So adding those together, that had a total of $12,974. Now, speaking with Mr. Warren and Ms. Evans, we did give Mr. Warren credit for $2,411 that he has paid to Ms. Evans via Cash App and Apple Pay, making the total retroactive support of $10,563.
All right. And may I stop sharing this document, Your Honor?
You may.
All right. And may I share a different document at this time?
You may.
Right. Ms. Sweeney, do you recognize this document on the screen?
I do.
And what is it?
So this is a calculation sheet that calculates the current child support.
And did you personally generate this document in your usual course of governmental business?
I did.
And did you affix your name and date on this document?
No, I do need to fix my date. I apologize.
Oh, okay. Do you want the record to reflect that you created this document today?
I did.
You did?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. So to reiterate, you created this document upon your personal review of the file?
Correct.
Okay, Your Honor, may we offer this in as State's Exhibit B?
Ms. Evans, do you have any objection to this being admitted into evidence?
No.
Mr. Warren, I understand you don't agree that that is your monthly gross, but do you have any objection to this document based off of what that gross is?
It's not my gross or net.
Say that again, sir.
It's not my gross or net.
Okay. Do you have a legal reason why this shouldn't be admitted into evidence?
No.
Okay, it'll be admitted.
Thank you, Your Honor. Ms. Sweeney, what is your conclusion regarding what current child support would be going forward?
Okay. Based on wages reported to the state from Mr. Warren's current employer, he has a monthly gross of $7,204.19. Giving him credit for the health and medical and dental that he provides of $66 a month. One child on this order and one other child living with Mr. Warren. I based the child support off of 17.5% of a net of $5,799, equaling a monthly child support amount of $998.
All right, thank you. Pass the witness, Your Honor.
Ms. Evans, and you can stop sharing your screen, Ms. Hernan.
Thank you.
Ms. Evans, do you have any questions of Ms. Sweeney?
No, I don't.
Mr. Warren, do you have any questions of Ms. Sweeney based on her testimony?
Yes.
Okay, you may ask your first question.
Was the highest check of my income used in this, or was it a average?
So this is based on 4 quarters of the whole year. Based on your current your current employer right now.
And that's saying that every time I get paid $500 and $700 each month.
That is an average monthly gross. Net, yes.
That's my question.
Okay. Any other questions, Mr. Warren?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Ms. Sweeney, how much do you show that Mr. Warren made for 2024?
For 2024, it was the same of $7,204.19 of gross.
Can you tell me how much he made for the whole year? What his total wages were for the whole year, 2024?
Yes. So did you want it quarter by quarter?
No, you could just give me the total amount.
Okay. The total gross was $7,204.19.
I'm sorry, Ms. Sweeney. How much did he make for the whole year?
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
You're okay. You're okay.
So the full year was $86,450.22.
And I'm assuming you don't have any 2025 yet, just 2024.
Correct. And since he did state that he's still currently employed by them, I continued to use that.
Okay. Okay. You are excused. Thank you, Ms. Sweeney.
Thank you.
Ms. Hernandez, you can call your next witness.
All right, Your Honor. May I call Mr. Warren to testify?
Please.
Okay. Mr. Warren, are you asking for a geographic restriction that Miss Evans and your son remain in Brazoria or any county that touches Brazoria?
Yes, ma'am.
And how often do you get to see your son?
It's one day It's okay. I asked for him, and then she allows however many hours she wants, but it's only for maybe, I think the most I've had him was on his birthday. Well, for his birthday celebration. It was the weekend before his birthday, but that was about 12 hours. That's the longest I've had him in my possession. She doesn't allow me to keep him overnight. And I've asked, the first time I asked, she said, wait till he's 1 year old. When he turned one, I said, can I keep him for his birthday weekend that we have him? Because I keep my other son, no problem. And it was declined. She said, wait for court. I have been trying to get a bond with my son. I try to do my part as best as I can because I do keep my other son, but I do my part as far as trying to get diapers and wipes. When my mom would ask for anything, when she would keep him for the day while KeyShay was at work, I'd give it to her, send it to her, whatever, for organic little food packages or something like that. But I don't have
Okay,
relationship with him. I don't see him much. She doesn't allow much time because I mean, when he is with me, he has to take a nap, So I tried to get more, but 12 hours was the most, and the average I'll say is about 6 hours.
all right. Now, how old is your other son?
He is 2. He'll be 3 July 30th.
And how often do you have him?
He lives with me.
Okay, so you're familiar with taking care of an infant and a toddler?
Yes, ma'am.
And what type of visitation are you asking for?
Honestly, I would just like whenever.
Well, let me ask it this way. The standard possession and access or visitation order is the first, third, fifth weekend, rotating spring break and Christmas, rotating Thanksgiving, and then extended time in the summer. Are you asking the judge to give you that standard possession and access order?
No, I was asking for it to be joint because I am transitioning from San Antonio to the Houston area and from this job to another job. So I am asking for a week at a time because I want to be active in his life.
Okay, and when are you going to be moving to Houston from San Antonio?
I have, this is March. I have 2 months and a half still to stay in San Antonio, and I'll be
Oh,
moving to the Houston area. It won't be
okay.
long.
Now, do you have family or someone that can help you with taking care of him, or are you going to be alone, or
I have
so?
I have
I'm sorry.
full support. My sister, my sister and mother are active. Uh, my sister keeps eating, whenever I need her to or something like that, or if I go out of town or something like that, she keeps Easton. But I also have extended family. My aunts, they love to get Easton whenever I'm on the week there on the weekends. Um, my cousins, well, I have one cousin who has other kids and that he plays with his cousins and everything, but Prince hasn't had the opportunity to meet them yet.
Okay, so are they will y'all be living, I guess, within like maybe 30-40 minutes of each other's? Oh, you don't have to give me addresses, but they're close enough to assist you is what I'm asking.
Yes, ma'am. I will
All
be
right.
in BrazoriaCounty, Harris County, or Galveston County.
All right. Now, are y'all currently exchanging prints at your mother's home?
Yes. And
And
wherever he is, at the end of that day, like at my uncle's house or something like that, she'll come over there. Wherever we are, she'll come and pick him up from there. But usually drop off would be at my mother's house.
okay, so do you want the exchange, meaning drop off pickup, to remain at your mother's home?
I would like it to be wherever I'm at because my mother stays in Lamarck, Texas, and a lot of the time I am in the uh, League City area or Houston area.
All right. And do you recommend a different, like, is there a Starbucks or a Buc-ee's, or can you think of a place that would be a good meeting place in between the two of y'all?
Yes, Baybrook Mall would be a great place to meet at.
All right, now, let's see. So are you in agreement or disagreement for Miss Evans uh uh personal, or let me rephrase, are you in agreement or disagreement with a non-disclosure of Miss Evans' private information from a court order, such as her phone number, residence, address, work address, things like that?
I would like that to be the same as mine. If mine is open, then I don't
Well,
see it.
do you want a non-disclosure for yourself?
No, I don't see why that. I would like her to know where, my son is whenever he's with me, and I would like to know where he is when he's with her.
All right, and now, regarding, you heard testimony regarding the current child support calculation of $998 a month, starting April 1st, 25. Do you agree or disagree with that amount?
I disagree with that amount.
And what are your reasons for disagreeing with that amount?
My reasons are I take care of Easton.
You
And
mean Prince? I'm sorry, Prince?
yes.
Okay.
My reasons for declining that is because I know how much it takes to take care of a child. I do my part, and um, if she's not able to financially take care of Prince, I don't mind taking, him in my care, and because I can afford to send him to daycare. I pay for daycare weekly, $290 weekly. I don't mind putting Prince in with that. And they go to the same daycare and be with each other, and have more time together. I wouldn't mind that at all. But I know for a fact that uh I have never expended $988 uh, a month on Easton. It's not. But what I do know is when I was on child support for Easton, and I don't have any other children. When I was on child support for Easton, me and KeyShay were together, and she knew how much the other mother, Easton's mother, she knew how much she was getting, and she did state that she was going to go for, that because the money I was giving was not enough, or was not what the other mother was getting. So I don't feel it's fair, and I don't feel it's needed, because I can take care of him for less if she's not able to financially care for Prince.
So on your other child, Easton, I'm sorry, did you say if he lives with you or he lives with the mom?
No, Easton lives with me.
Okay, understood. Now, so when you move from San Antonio, is your income gonna change?
Yes.
Do you know what it's gonna be per month before taxes?
No, but I'm not going to be working with this company anymore because they don't have a Houston location.
Okay,
So
so do you, I guess what I'm asking, did you get an offer? Like, do you know what you're
no,
gonna
I
make
haven't
for
got
the
the offer yet, but so far what I'm looking at, it's going to be somewhat of a pay cut. It's just I'm not 100% sure to tell you what it's going to be exactly.
Okay, and then, and if you need to see any documents, just let me know and I'll ask permission to share. So now regarding the retroactive child support, which came to $10,563 based on $998 for 13 months. Are you in agreement or disagreement with that amount?
Disagreement with that amount.
And explain your reasons for the disagreement.
Because during that time, I would ask KeyShay what she needed before we started the payments. I would ask her what she needed. I know for a fact we had a lot of family support from the reveal and from her baby shower. It was a lot of family support on her side and mine. And she did not need diapers, wipes, or anything like that past 6 months. And that was stated from her. She did not need diapers or anything like that. She was on WIC, so I couldn't buy food because he didn't need food unless my mom asked for something. And I did tell my mom to stop taking cans from her, cans of Similac from KeyShay, so she can have those cans if she needed extra or something like that. So the retroactive is kind of, I don't really understand it because she has declined money that I've tried to give, and that's kind of where the issue started, because when she declined the money, then I was like, okay, it's like she doesn't need me or it's not enough. And at that time is when, you know, she said, well, we're going to go to court because your other child's mother got more than that. So with me
Okay.
doing my part, diapers, boxes of wipes, boxes of diapers, and asking what was needed. She was breastfeeding before WIC, so she told me she didn't need any food or nothing like that. Clothes, shoes have been, I don't know if she's used them, but clothes and shoes have been given. I understand that it's looked at more as a gift, but just trying to support my son and clothes, you know, shoes, stuff to wear. You know, he was only, I mean, he's a year old, and just off the top of my head, I've given him more than 2 pair of shoes. You know, he's only been in shoes for a few months now, actual like shoes to walk in. So
Okay, let me ask you, so on the retro, you received a credit of $2,411. Do you believe that amount should be higher?
I believe I believe that's a fair amount off of only what I've given on Apple Pay and Cash App, because it had to be something, because she declined that money. The $600 that I tried to give her, she declined that, and I had to do something. And I was talking to somebody, and I had to do something because I knew if I didn't do something, we would get here. But because she declined that money before that, there was no issues with me being there and doing what, clothes, shoes, and I didn't have, like I said, I didn't have to pay for and that was his 6-month mark. Around the time of he was 6 months, I didn't have to pay for diapers or wipes or food, because she was either breastfeeding or getting WIC. And then we had enough support from our family. We had so many diapers and wipes in the back room of her apartment.
Okay, now, I want to, same issue, but so when you would come to visit or try to visit Prince, did you drive in from San Antonio?
Yes.
Okay, are you asking the court to consider the expenses, the travel expenses you out of pocket you had to pay to try and see your child?
No, that's not, that's on me. I knew that my job, I had to travel, which I'm trying to get back so I
No,
can.
my question is regarding retro, like, so for example, how much did it cost you, if you know, to come to try and see your child?
As far as like living
Like,
expenses.
do you want that amount? Do you want, would you ask the judge to discount any retroactive child support based on what it cost you to as a travel expense to come see Prince?
I don't think that's fair. No, I think that's
Okay,
my.
okay, pass the witness, Your Honor.
Ms. Evans, do you have any questions of Mr. Warren based on his testimony?
No, no, no.
Ms. Hernandez, Mr. Warren said he's been paying for daycare. Was that considered in the credit for retro?
Mr. Warren, are you paying daycare for Prince or for Easton?
No, I pay daycare for Easton, not Prince.
Okay.
Prince doesn't go to
Okay.
daycare, but I said if she can't, you know, provide, if she financially needs help with, you know, something like that, like he can come stay with me and I can put him in daycare, but I guarantee it won't be $988 a month. is what I'm
Oh.
saying.
Okay, thank you. All right, and may I call Miss Evans?
Just one moment, Ms. Fernando.
Okay,
Now, Mr. Warren, what kind of visitation are you wanting to have with your son, Prince?
Right now, the standard is what I'm asking for because I do have to travel in between Thursdays and Mondays.
And you're asking for overnights, things of that nature.
So,
But Prince has never spent the night with you, is that correct?
never spent the night with me because she never allowed it, but I've always wanted him to be there. I know how to care for my child. I was there at the house with her whenever, that's the only time I've been with him overnight when we were together. But yes, I'm fully aware of how to, care for a child, and I want to have him overnight. Yes.
You may call your next witness, Ms. Hernandez.
thank you. At this time I'll call Miss Evans. Miss Evans, are you in agreement or disagreement to a geographic restriction where you and Prince can live in Brazoria or any county touching Brazoria?
I disagree.
And what type of geographic restriction do you want, if any?
To be able to move, of course, not out of the country or anything like that, but I should be able to move where I want to and then let him know.
And do you anticipate like a job change that you would need to move away from Brazoria?
Not at the moment, no.
Are you currently working?
Yes.
And okay, and do you work in BrazoriaCounty?
No, I don't.
Okay, I don't need to know the address. Do you work in Harris County or Galveston County?
No, it's in Houston.
Okay. Do you have any other children?
No.
All right. Does Mr. Warren's family ever ask to come see Prince, or do they see Prince?
They never asked to come see Prince. Whenever I go to work, well, previously when I've been going to work, his mom would watch him on Thursdays, but that stopped. So.
Okay, and why did it stop? Did you just stop asking her to keep him, or?
No, ma'am. She has some things going on, so I had a backup plan. So.
Okay. Now, what type of possession and access or visitation are you looking for for Mr. Warren and Prince?
Well, that down the line, he did want to come to court because he knew that it was
Okay, objection unresponsive. I just need what type
Hold
of
on,
visitation.
Sustained. Miss Evans, listen to the question and answer the question.
Okay.
You can repeat the question.
Okay, what type of visitation do you want Mr. Warren to have with Prince?
Supervised.
And what does supervised mean to you?
Someone watching over them, making sure my son is safe.
And where would these supervised visits take place?
Maybe at his mom's house. I mean, I'm not, I guess there.
Okay. Okay, so do you think his mother's house? Do you think his mother would agree? Let me rephrase. Why are you asking for supervised visits between Mr. Warren and his son?
Well, his history.
And okay, let me why are you asking for a non-disclosure of your address and contact information from an order?
Because of disrespect and him knowing other people who has been harassing me. That's it.
So what does that mean? Who's harassing you?
The mother of his other son.
And do you think he's telling her to do that?
I mean, no, not to a certain. I'm not sure what he's doing, but all I know is the harassment part, and then the disrespect is just for safety purposes.
And who's doing the disrespecting?
Him, and then it was her.
So what has she done? Like, what does she do? Does she go on Facebook? Does she show up at your house? What does she do?
Facebook, phone numbers, text calling, fake profiles, talking about some of my family members and my child for one. Let's start there. My child for one, and he knows about it. My family members and social media platforms and stuff like that.
So, at any point, let me back up. Were you and her ever friends?
We've known each other. We've known each other since high school, but I just never thought of her to be that way.
All right. And so when did she start with this, I guess, harassment? When did she start with that?
It started when she found out him and I were together the first time.
So was that before Prince was born?
It was before Prince was born. It was while I was pregnant and after.
Okay, so is the main reason you want the non-disclosure because of her?
Him, his history.
Well, okay, so let me get to that. What history?
Domestic violence.
And when was the most recent domestic violence incident?
Well, when he was at my house and I asked him to leave, and then he ran up on me.
Let me rephrase. When, like date and year. You don't have to have the exact date, but I need to know like a year and a month.
Where we at? Not this year. It happened. Prince was already born, so it had to happen like last year. Not sure of the month. I'm not sure of the month, honestly.
Okay, so
speak on that.
Mr. Warren, this is her chance in a minute. I'll let you give me your side.
Okay, so what Prince was born, so it's between February and December of last year. So what happened?
Well, I was at work and then we got into it, and then I stopped arguing because I'm like, hey, my son is there. I don't want anything to happen to him, so let me just stop. But when I got home, I did tell him, okay, I think it's better for you to go to your mom's house to stay or whatever. But so he didn't want to leave. He started to yell in front of my son. I wasn't trying to do that, so that's why I was asking him to leave nicely. So he got once he was in the hall, he kept talking, and then he turned around, kind of ran up on me while my son was in the living room. So that's why we're just like, okay, yeah, no. So
okay, so you were at work and he was staying at your residence. Is that what happened?
Yeah, because I guess he was dealing with law enforcement himself on another case. So
okay, so and then did you call the police or did he leave?
He left. He eventually left. But it was things before that while I was pregnant too. But yeah, he left.
Okay, so while you were pregnant, did you ever have to call the police?
I tried to multiple times. I grabbed my phone. However, he made it to the point where he threw my phone, took the phone out of my hand. So yeah.
And were y'all living together at that time?
He was on my lease at one point. When I stayed in Richmond, but once he broke up with me, he took himself off the lease.
And so why were you trying to call the police when you were pregnant?
Well, because I experienced some physical abuse while I was pregnant. I just never took it far to like law enforcement. So yeah.
So what type of physical abuse?
We got into it one time, and then he got really mad and then started throwing things. And then I remember one point my mom was calling, he wouldn't let me answer the phone for my mom, through my phone. And then we got physical, me trying to protect myself and my child. He hit me, I hit him. And then at one point he claims that I fell down, but I know for a fact he tried to kick me and I fell down. And there was other instances as well when he stayed in Dallas or Carrollton when I was pregnant.
And did you ever have to seek medical attention after these incidences?
No.
All right. Now, regarding child support, are you asking the court to set child support to the testified amount of $9.98 a month?
Yes.
And regarding retroactive or back child support, did Mr. Warren offer to give you $600 a month?
He did offer to give me $600 a month, and he said I can use it for whatever I wanted to. It wasn't. We didn't discuss that it was going to be exactly for Prince. So it was just for whatever I needed to use it for.
And did you accept the 600 a month or no?
I didn't.
And why not?
Because when he offered it to me, I was just like, well, what is this for? And he was just like, well, it's for whatever you want to use it for. I said, well, is it for Prince? And he was like, whatever you want to use it for. So I'm just like, well, it's not for Prince. So it's like, it's no point of me trying to, this for me. So I didn't take it.
All right, but today you're asking for the court to grant the retroactive child support?
Yeah, seeing how I never asked for anything.
All right. Now, do you and Mr. Warren communicate well, or would you be asking for a free app call, app close, or something like that, so that y'all only communicate except for emergencies through that app?
Yes. Am I able to explain or no?
Yes, you can say so.
Well, a while back, we were texting through my phone or whatever, but he became disrespectful to my mom. So I said, you know what, let's just transfer this conversation over to email, because I knew email was another reliable open of communication. And I also offered him an app, a talk app, where it's monitored to make sure no derogatory words were saying between the both of us. He didn't want the app, so he agreed to the email. So we've been back and forth on email. However, he still texts my phone saying things and sending me things that pertaining to like court, like videos to court. I don't respond to those. I do respond with questions with Prince. So now he just sends money through my phone, through Apple Pay or Cash App, and that's it.
All right. Pass the witness, Your Honor.
Mr. Warren, do you have any questions of Ms. Evans based on her testimony?
I do.
You may proceed.
One event that she's talking about, I remember very well.
Oh, no, object. It's questions for you to her. I can recall
Yeah,
you to ask you for your
Oh,
statement.
okay, I got you.
Yeah, so yeah, Mr. Warren, this is just your time to ask her questions.
Did I kick you and you fell, or did you kick your leg and I grabbed your leg and then you fell?
No, you didn't grab my leg.
Okay. And did I throw something and then you punched me in the face, and then that's when I grabbed you?
Well, you threw my property, so me trying to defend myself and you being aggressive coming at me while pregnant, of course I'm going to try to defend myself.
I was not physical.
Okay.
Saying.
Okay.
Any other question, Mr. Warren?
Yes. Is it not true that the $600 was for you and what you needed?
I know. I said that it was for me and what I needed, but we never discussed it. It was for Prince only.
Okay. Is it not understood that I was trying to provide?
Well, since he was born, I never asked you for anything. I just been getting harassed by you and another person, but I never asked you for anything. The most you've done for me was
Objection, non-responsive.
Well,
go ahead, Ms. Evans. I'll allow it.
Thank you. Thank you. So yeah, that's all I have to say. I never asked for anything. You paid for Prince swimming lessons for me because I did ask, and he did just that. He paid for it. A tub that I bought from Walmart, I think it was like $50 or so. I believe he resent the money back to me. I will agree to that. But other than that, I never asked for anything, never complained about anything. The agreement that we had about the $100, I agreed to it. You missed a couple of weeks. I didn't complain about anything. So yes, for the child support.
Is it true that the weeks that I missed were the same weeks or the same month where you got gifts of clothes and shoes and diapers and wipes?
Yes, but did you discuss with me that you wasn't going to send payment that week? Because I didn't get that in email nor text.
I did not. That was not discussed. is it true that it's very hard to speak with you because I will email you and not get anything, and then I would text you, especially because the payments are not automatically set for you to accept it. You have to go and accept it, and there has been missed payments because you didn't go and accept it.
Correct. So when you sent that payment on the 6th, I didn't accept it at the time, but I did let you know. However, you didn't resend it. Waited until the week after to send, let me see, another 100 on the 13th. So you never resent the payment that you sent on the 6th because it expired, which is that was my fault. I didn't accept it on time, so it expired.
Did you tell me that day?
The February 6th, you sent the $100. I didn't accept that on time, so it expired. So that was on me. And I did let you know that. However, you didn't resend it for the 6th. You waited to the next week, which is the February 13th, to send another 100. So that the payment for the February 6th, I still didn't get. Okay. So, but I wasn't complaining about it. I was just like, okay, I'm gonna just let him send it, and I'll just talk to the court whenever that happens. As far as communication, anything regarding Prince, I'll respond to. It might take me longer, but I do respond to it. That's it.
Okay, I'm speaking about okay, I understand that it expired. Did you tell me that same day it expired? Because when I send something in my account, I don't look at my account because I'm just expecting that you're gonna accept it, but I have asked you to make it automatic so it wouldn't have to be that, and you still have not.
Correct. You have asked me to do automatic. However, I chose not to do automatic. When you send it through my phone, I now accept it if I'm not busy or whatever. But no, I didn't tell you on the 6th that it expired. That was also my fault. But I did tell you later, and then that's when you proceeded to just continue on with the weeks of $100.
Understand. Now, do you understand that because I don't look at my account, whenever you did tell me circumstances, but I did not know that $100 was not taken. That's why I'm asking for it to be automatic, because I wouldn't have to worry about something being.
I'm gonna object. What's the question?
I'm asking her, my question was, did she let me know the same day that it was expired? I did not know that it was expired until days later, or even maybe a week later. So whenever she did speak on that, I did not have the funds. But I did not know that money did not got put back into my account.
So you just want to know if she let you know it expired?
Yes, on that day, because if she would have let me know on that day, then it would have been there.
Let her answer the question, sir.
Well, when you send money through Apple Pay on that day, it's not going to expire that day. So when I saw it, he did send it on the 6th. So when I saw it, I got busy. Days went by. So, and then when I went back to try to accept it, because like, oh, he sent the money, let me go and accept it. Then it expired, and then that's when I told him. So the same day you send a payment, it's not going to expire. But like, since I wasn't really on my phone and looking at the thread that we had, I missed a couple days, but then I remembered and I went back and I said, oh, let me tell them. And that was that.
Understand.
Any other questions, Mr. Warren?
No, ma'am.
Any redirect, Mr. Hernandez?
Yes, if I may call Mr. Warren.
Real quick. Ms. Evans, I know you say you want supervised visits for Mr. Warren. What has Mr. Warren done that makes you think he's going to put Prince in harm's way?
Have my son around someone who he knows who was harassing me and talking about my son, including him too.
Okay. So you're saying that he has your son around his other mother's child, the other child's mother?
I'm not sure what they do when my son is in his care. However, I do know from previous situations because he's done it to me, pretty much.
And what do you mean he's done it? You mean he's brought Easton around you?
Yes, ma'am. Without her telling him not to.
When's the last time that happened?
I'm not sure, because sometimes when I drop Prince off at his mom's house. Easton is there. So I wouldn't count. I don't know if I should count that or not. I'm not sure.
And you understand that most likely going forward, Prince and Easton will have a very similar visitation schedule, meaning they will both be together when they visit Mr. Warren. You understand that?
So that's fine with me. He should be around his brother. However, the mom, no, because she's, yeah.
But do you have knowledge that she is actually around when Prince is visiting with Mr. Warren?
No, he won't tell me that.
Okay. Now, have any of Mr. Warren's visitations with Prince been supervised up until this point?
I'm not sure who's watching him, but from my knowledge, no.
Let me ask you, when you allowed Prince to visit with Mr. Warren, do you make sure it's supervised?
I usually say, from him, I used to say, well, is your mom going to be around? Is your mom there? Is your mom at home? So in some instances, yes.
Okay. Just one moment, guys.
I'm sorry?
He said,
Oh, 1 minute? I'm sorry.
Sorry, guys. Okay. Now, does Mr. Warren know where you live? Miss Evans?
Yes.
Do you plan on moving anytime in the near future? And go ahead, Miss Evans. We can't hear, you're muting yourself, Miss Evans.
I do apologize. Yes, I do. In the future, but not now.
Okay. Okay. You may call any witnesses for redirect, Ms. Hernandez.
Thank you. Mr. Warren, do you recall, okay, let me do it in phrases. Before Prince was born, were you and Miss Evans living together?
I was on the lease because she needed help financially, and I got on the lease, and then that would be where I lived on the weekends.
All right. So were you working out of town at the time?
I was in Dallas, yes, ma'am. I was living in Dallas at that moment, and I would drive
Okay.
back each day. Yes.
All right. So do you recall any instances of I don't know, domestic violence or attacks from her to you, or any such those types of incidences?
The instances I do remember or that did happen were arguments. We did argue. Um, Property has been slammed or something like that on both of our parts. Yes, I did walk up to her, and when I did, I was punched in the face. I've never called or anything like that. The way I recall was she was pregnant and she tried to kick me, and me, out of the area that it was in, I caught her leg, and then she did end up falling, but I did not intend for her to fall. But outside of that, it was literally just property on both of our parts, either slammed or I think it was like a dish thing that may have been, it was wooden and it was broken, but that, no, what she is speaking on, she's trying to ride on the fact that Easton's mother, my first child's mother, has had false cases on me that's never went anywhere. And she has spoke on the fact that she was going to bring that up to make restrictions, make restrictions happen between me and my son, which is hindering our relationship and my bond with him. That's all I care about. I'm sorry. I know that wasn't a question, but
That's okay. And then since Prince was born, have y'all had any altercations?
At her house, when she got home, mind you, Prince would stay with me unsupervised at her home. So at her home, yes, she came home, we were arguing, and she told me to leave. I didn't want to leave because that was my time with my son, and she knew that I I was spending the night there and everything. So it was another argument that we had, and it didn't have to go that way. But once she told me to leave, yes, I was mad at that. And like I said, I just ran up, but it did not get physical.
All right.
It did not get physical at all.
All
Prince,
right.
the location of Prince was, he was in the living room. It's a pretty big area where the kitchen has an island, and he was on the other side of that, and we were towards the hallway. So he was not in sight of seeing us, and it was, if anything, he just heard, both of us yelling.
All right. Nothing further past the witness.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Just one second, Mr. Warren. Ms. Evans, do you have any redirect or follow-up questions for Mr. Warren?
Yes, I do.
Okay. You may proceed.
So you said I was throwing property as well. What did I throw at you? Because the most we've done was argue, and you were the
Objection to form.
Go ahead and let him answer the questions.
Thank you.
So, Mr. Warren, her question is, what property did she throw?
I didn't say she threw anything at me. Her property would be, I can't exactly speak. If anything, it was her phone, because she did throw her phone. And anything else would be, like I said, what's the name was broken. Actually, it's like this. It's a TV, not a TV stand, a TV dinner thing. I don't know. I'm sorry. It's
TV
like
tray?
a TV tray, yes, but it's not the TV tray with the legs on it. It's something that you may have in the bed, maybe, and it
Gotcha.
has areas that you can put your utensils in. It
Sure.
has holes on the side, and I know that part of that broke, but it was slammed, not thrown.
So you saying I slammed him?
On the middle island. Do you not remember that you got aggressive, or you?
Well, I was aggressive because you were coming at me while pregnant. So I'm asking you, what did I slam? What wooden thing did I slam?
It was never physical, and you, the physical that you're talking about was when you punched me, and then you tried to kick me in my growing area. Well, I'm not saying she tried to kick me there, but she kicked, and it was that area, and I grabbed her leg out of reaction, and she fell. That I did not intend on happening.
Okay, but it was other incidences as well where you was aggressive while I was pregnant, right?
Objection asked and answered.
Sustained. Do you have another question, Ms. Evans?
No, that's it.
Anything else from the state?
Just an apportionment of court costs, according to your discretion, Your Honor. Thank you.
Ms. Evans, do you want to tell me anything else before I make my ruling in this case?
As far as other physical aggression situations that has happened while my son was either in the womb or around, just like the last time when he was here, my son heard it. That's the only part I'm worried about. While I was trying to get him out of my house, so that way it wouldn't be no escalator of voices, because my son was there. Yes, I did ask him to leave. Plenty of times when I grabbed my phone trying to call the cops, he threw it. So, but other than that, no.
Mr. Warren, anything else you want to tell me before I make my ruling in this case?
Yes, as far as the harassment and everything with my other child's mother, I was never in cahoots with her to do that. I would never want somebody to be harassed. And also, she has never, ever in life been around Prince. And we are not in any contact. Whenever I get down there, Easton goes with my sister or something like that, but I'm not around her. We're not together. We won't be together. And that's that. Like, I understand that she has something against her, but I don't feel like I should be punished because she has something against her, and my son has never been around. Now, whenever KeyShay comes around, she's allowed to come to my mom's back porch or into the house because she has never disrespected my mom. Prince's mom, I mean, Easton's mom is not allowed to come to my mother's house.
But she does come to the porch.
No, my other son's mom is not allowed to do that. If anything, they're meeting I have been in the car with my mom where she goes to her grandmother's house, goes in, gets Easton or something like that, whenever we're getting the exchange back.
Okay.
But I am not getting Easton's mom to come to the house, and she's not seeing Prince. I've never had Prince that long to even, usually Prince is there in the middle of the time that me and Easton are
Right.
there because we're just trying to get time with Prince. There's never even been a time where, before Easton was living with me, it's never even been a time where he could be there while it was an exchange going on, because I've only gotten him for 6 hours. So I'm just trying to understand why there has to be a restriction when I have never done anything to harm my son and will never do anything to put my sons in danger. I am a protector.
Can I say something?
Very quickly, Miss Evans.
I'm sorry, Your Honor, but anytime anybody has something negative to speak about a child or saying something derogatory about a child, and the father sits there and allows it to happen because the father is also doing not harassment, but also giving the mother of his child after birth the third degree name calling and everything while I'm taking care of the child and doing physical abuse while a child is in the womb. I just can't. This is why I'm asking for what I'm asking for. So that's it.
Okay, I've heard you both. Before I make my ruling, Mr. Sierra, you're on the screen. I've sent you a couple of pop-ups to go to a breakout room. I need you really to go to your breakout room. Do you need me to send you another pop-up, Mr. Sierra? You're on
Yes,
mute.
ma'am.
Okay,
Yes, ma'am.
I've sent you a couple of pop-ups. I'm going to send you another.
Sorry, I just didn't know if I had to be in this meeting. I'm so sorry about that.
That's okay. Go ahead and
Thank
accept.
you.
Okay. The court is going to accept the agreement. This will be a joint managing conservatorship. There is an AOP on file for Prince, so he is established and there is a relationship between the parents. Medical support will be provided by Mr. Warren through his employer, getting a credit of $62. Dental support will be provided through Mr. Warren's employer with a credit of $4. I am going to order a geographical restriction to Brazoria and surrounding counties, with Miss Evans as the primary to determine where Prince lives. In regards to visitation, I'm going to order visits on the 1st, 3rd, and 5th Saturday of the month. We're going to start it off from noon to 5 p.m. and that's going to be for 10 visits. Pickup and drop off will be at the food court at Baybrook Mall.
I just want a relationship with my son, and this is
Just give me a couple minutes, Mr. Warren, okay? Give me a couple minutes. Then we're gonna do, and that's not supervised, Ms. Hernandez. Then we're gonna do 10 visits on the 1st, 3rd, and 5th Saturday from 8 to 5 p.m. and Sunday from 8 to 5 p.m., 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Then we're going to do 10 visits on the 1st, 3rd, and 5th Saturday from 6 p.m. to Sunday at 6 p.m. And then it's going to be a standard possession. The reason why I'm doing that, Mr. Warren, is the family code does indicate that if a child is under 3 years of age, that I shouldn't order overnights until they turn 3 years old. So that's why we're doing the step into overnight visitation, because your child is under the age of 3. You might not agree, but give me a minute and I'll explain your repercussions afterwards, okay? If you guys decide to do overnights before this is done, that's fine, but this is the ruling of the court. In addition, the parties are ordered to use the Close app for any communication going forward regarding the child, and pick up and drop off in the future will be at the Baybrook Mall Food Court or a public place that both parties agree on. If you can't agree to a public place, then it's going to stay at the Baybrook Mall Food Court. Okay. Let me see. I am going to find that Mr. Warren has gross of $7,204.19 a month. He's getting credit for one other child. So child support will be set at $998 a month. That's going to begin April 1st of 2025. I will also find a retro judgment after giving Mr. Warren credit of $2,411 of $10,563, and I'm ordering that paid at $60 a month beginning April 1st of 2025. I am going to order a non-disclosure of Miss Evans' information. So her address and telephone number will not be in the order, but you guys will be able to communicate with each other during app close. And then all of the pickup and drop off is going to be a public place. So there should be no reason for Mr. Warren to be going to Miss Evans' house and Miss Evans to go to Mr. Warren's house. Any court costs in this matter will be billed to Mr. Warren. He's going to have until March 25th of 2026 to pay those off if Brazoria even bills them for them. This is going to be the ruling of the court. I have to let you both know. I understand you may not be in agreement with my ruling. So if you're not in agreement, you have a 3-day window to file what's called a de novo with the Brazoria County Clerk's Office so that this case can be heard anew by a different judge.
What is that? Can you spell that, please?
It's called a de novo. D-E is the first word, N-O-V-O. What I'm going to do right now for both of you, I'm going to put you back in your breakout room. Ms. Hernandez or Ms. Sweeney is going to draft the order, go over it with you, answer any questions you have, and then you'll both be excused. So for now, Ms. Evans, I'm going to send you a pop-up to go to break room 43.
You got exactly what you.
And Mr. Warren, I'm going to send you a pop-up to go to break room 44.